Hi there, my name's Alex and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make the most basic of granny squares. So we start by making a magic ring or magic circle. Now I'm going to show you the most simple way, the beginner's way of creating a magic ring, which is by firstly creating a slip knot and then coiling the tail of your yarn counterclockwise right up close to that slip knot. Pinch the loop that you've created together using your thumb and a finger on your left hand. Create 2 chain stitches, which becomes your first post in your first crochet cluster. Wrap the yarn around your hook. Take your hook through the magic ring. Pick up the yarn, the hook, bring it back through the ring. Wrap the yarn around your hook and bring it through 2 of the loops that are on your hook. Wrap it around the yarn again and through the remaining 2 loops on your hook. And that's created the first double crochet stitch. Then we're doing the same thing again, through 2, through 2, and that completes the first cluster in our first row on the granny square. You chain 2 stitches, which forms the corner of your square. You're going to create 3 double crochet stitches. So every time you do 3 double crochets in a group, it's called a cluster. So we're creating a double crochet cluster. Tighten up the magic ring or magic circle as you go. 2 chain stitches, another cluster, followed by 2 chain stitches. And then we're ready to join to the first 2 chains that we created in our first cluster. Insert your hook into the top of the 2 chains, picking up a loop of yarn and then bringing it through the existing loop that you had on your hook. And that's a slip stitch, so we've actually just slip stitched that closed. You can start to see how that square is starting to form. So chain 2, that creates the first post of a cluster of 3 to the left of the corner. Now it's a little bit tricky, so we're doing 2 double crochet here. It's a bit of a tight squeeze when you go into the first cluster on a row, but once you've completed it, it all sort of seems to work and you can hardly see where the starting point is. So now you're going to chain only once. We only chain twice on a corner. We always just chain once between our clusters on the sides of a square. So we're working 3 double crochet cluster into that corner space. We will chain 2 to create that corner, and then we'll create another 3 double crochets into the corner. Might have to move those the base of the first cluster to the right hand side just to squeeze them in. So you can see how that's working. Yeah, just 1 chain on the sides. And now another cluster of 3 double crochet, followed by 2 chains, another cluster, 1 chain, and so on. Okay, so coming up to the end of row 2, we're going to change the colour just to show you how to do that. So chaining 1 of the existing colour on that final corner, I've changed the colour to blue and created 1 chain stitch of the blue. Insert the hook into the top of that first cluster, slipping that stitch through the existing stitch on your hook, chain 2, creating that first post in the corner cluster, double crochet into that tight squeeze corner, another double crochet. Now we're onto a side, so we just do one single chain. Now you can see how nicely that first blue chain that we did into the corner has helped disguise that colour change. So one chain followed by a double crochet cluster of 3, one chain because we're still on the side, double cluster of 3. Now we're in the corner, so you're going to do 2 chains into the corner, another cluster, chain 1 followed by another cluster, and so on. You just have to remember to do the 2 chains in every corner and only the 1 chain between the other clusters on the side. Now you can make your granny squares as big or small as you want, change the colours. I've made blankets completely out of making one granny square and just keep going and going until it gets bigger and bigger and ends up being the size to cover a queen size bed. So you could do that, or you can create small individual granny squares, all different colours, make yourself a cute cardigan, a bag. There's so many things you can do with granny squares, they're really versatile. So here we go, just closing up that 3rd row, 2 chains because it's a corner, and slipping the hook through into that corner stitch, picking up a loop of yarn, bringing it back through the loop that was on your hook. And if you're going to finish there, you would just create another chain or slip stitch, but you'd pull the whole yarn through that last stitch. There you have it. It's so cute and just so versatile. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and consider subscribing for more helpful and fun crochet and craft content. Thanks again for watching, and as always, remember to stay awesome.